Have you ever stared at the ceiling at 2 a.m. and asked yourself, what's the point of all this? The job, the bills, the struggles, the victories, will any of it matter in the end? If the universe is so vast and we are so small, then is life meaningless? Today we're diving deep into this question. Not to escape it, but to understand it. And maybe, just maybe, find something profound on the other side. This is not a new question. It haunted the ancient Greeks. It plagued the minds of medieval mystics. It tormented the hearts of modern philosophers. But this question isn't just academic. It's personal. It visits us in moments of quiet despair, in heartbreak, in failure, and sometimes even in success. But before we answer whether life has meaning, we need to ask a deeper question. What do we mean by meaning? Albert Camus, the French-Algerian philosopher, proposed a striking idea. He said, "The absurd is born of this confrontation between the human need and the unreasonable silence of the world. We crave purpose, but the universe offers none. No script, no instructions, just silence." Camus didn't find this depressing, he found it honest. He likened life to the myth of Sisyphus, the man condemned to roll a boulder up a hill, only for it to fall each time. But Camus said we must imagine Sisyphus happy. What? Because freedom begins the moment we stop begging the universe for meaning and start creating it ourselves. But here's the trap. When we realize there's no ultimate purpose handed to us, some fall into nihilism, the belief that nothing matters. Friedrich Nietzsche warned about this. He said, "God is dead, and we have killed him." Not a literal God, but the idea of absolute truth, morality, and meaning. When those collapse, what are we left with? A void. And Nietzsche feared that if we don't create new values, this void would consume us. So the challenge isn't that life is meaningless. The challenge is, are we brave enough to create meaning anyway? Existentialists like Jean-Paul Sartre argued, we are condemned to be free. In a godless universe, nothing determines our fate. No divine plan. No cosmic purpose. That sounds terrifying, but it's also empowering. Sartre says, man is nothing else but what he makes of himself. So, if there is no meaning, then we are free to invent it. Through our actions, our choices. Every decision becomes a declaration. This is what I stand for. Meaning isn't something you find lying in the dirt. It's something you build like a sculpture carved out of chaos. But not all philosophies fight to inject meaning into life. Some ask, why do we cling to it so desperately? In Buddhism, suffering comes from attachment, to desires, to ego, to identity. The question isn't, what's the meaning of life? It's, who is the one asking the question? In Hinduism, the world is Maya, an illusion. And the ultimate goal is not meaning but liberation, moksha, from the cycle of death and rebirth. Here, the meaning of life is not in doing but in being, in awareness, stillness, consciousness. So maybe meaning is not something to chase, but something to let go of. Today, in our world of science, data, and postmodern doubt, meaning seems negotiable. We no longer trust grand narratives. Instead, we build personal meanings. For some, it's family. For others, it's creativity, love, justice, knowledge. Psychologist Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, wrote, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost any how to." He found meaning in the midst of unimaginable suffering. His message? Even when life seems unbearable, we can choose our response. And that response is what gives life its depth. So, is life meaningless? In the cosmic sense, maybe. But in the human sense, absolutely not. Because meaning is not a treasure waiting to be found. It's a story waiting to be told. And you are the storyteller. Your actions, your struggles, your kindness, your curiosity, they are the brushstrokes of a masterpiece only you can paint. So don't ask, does life have meaning? Ask, what meaning can I give it? If this video made you think even a little, don't forget to like, comment, and share your thoughts. Subscribe for more deep dives into life's biggest questions. And remember, the question isn't whether life is meaningless. The real question is, what will you do now that you're free?